guys, I'm Kat and welcome back to my channel. And my hair, oh my gosh. Ugh. I haven't felt the need to do it. It's like if I do my makeup, I don't do my hair because it's like I already did one, I don't need to do the other. But welcome back to my channel. We're sitting in natural light at the moment. It's actually a really nice day here in Utah. It's actually really sunny, just a couple of clouds in the sky. It's very blue, which is really nice and really helps my mood. Because my mood lately has been very manic and just kind of crazy. So today I actually woke up at 8:30 this morning, and it was the first time I woke up not feeling exhausted, partly because I actually went to bed early last night-ish, earlier than I have been lately, which was actually really, really nice. I actually started a puzzle last night, which is crazy because I hate puzzles. I am not a fan of puzzles. I don't have the patience for them. Like literally last night when I opened the box to start it, I was annoyed that there were so many pieces, even though it's just a 500 piece puzzle, and in the puzzle world that's actually not very many pieces, and I was annoyed about it. And it took me forever just to do the border. And then I was missing 3 pieces and they were still in this big pile of other pieces, and I got mad, so I stopped doing it and I went to bed because I just didn't want to deal with it. But I'm actually kind of excited to finish it because it's going to be like my 2020 COVID-19 quarantine puzzle that I'm going to Mod Podge eventually and probably frame it. So that'll be a good memory. But anyway, let's get to the point of this video. Which is, last night I was watching How to Cake It. How to Cake It is a really great baking channel on YouTube, and if you're someone who gets a lot of anxiety or just really likes cake and baking, it's a great channel for that. It's one of my favorite baking channels and cooking channels on YouTube. And last night, part of the reason I started the puzzle was because I was starting to have an episode, an unmanic episode, and I couldn't focus, and I couldn't get my head in the right place and everything. And so I started the puzzle because of that, which was really nice because it helped focus my mind. And then afterwards I couldn't relaxing my mind enough to sleep was hard, so I actually started watching How to Cake It, which lulled me to sleep because it's very relaxing and just fun to watch. But on it, I think it was her Easter basket episode where she made an Easter basket, and in part of the video she's talking about a post-pandemic bucket list, and while I was half asleep I wrote that down because I thought that would be a really fun idea to think about the simple things that I would want to do after quarantine is over, which is probably a long time from now, but it's not bad to look forward and plan for the future. And I think it was a joke at first, but it's kind of fun to think a lot of the things that people are going to want to do after are going to be really simple, just go out and have fun with your friends, fly a kite, stuff like that. And it kind of made me think about some of the things that I would want to do once quarantine is over, and I didn't write them down, so this is just going to be a random bucket list. But yeah, so I'm gonna share that with you, and I thought it'd be fun if other people thought about what their post-pandemic bucket list would be. I keep wanting to say post-apocalyptic for some reason. Maybe it's because some of my favorite movies are post-apocalyptic, but I can kind of tell that I'm in a better headspace because I'm a lot more talkative and I feel a lot better, which is nice, and I'm trying to embrace it as much as I can. I actually walked to a Walmart nearby because I don't drive. I usually take public transport, and so I wanted to limit that. So I walked, and it's not very far. Granted, I did get some blisters because I decided, it'd be a good idea, wear brand new boots and walk half a mile in them, so the back of my ankles are pissed. But anyway, so for my post-pandemic bucket list, I had to think about simple things because and not so simple things because why limit myself? But one of the things that I would like to start again was I was taking classes. I was taking adult ed to get my diploma because I didn't finish high school, and I ended up being dropped from the class because I wasn't going enough, and it wasn't because I wasn't being responsible, partly. That's part of it. I was being responsible, not as responsible as I should be, but most of it was because I work 5 days a week, and my schedule isn't like consistent. Like most places, you have a structured schedule, but where I work, you don't. So it was really hard to plan around doing that. And for my adult ed class, you can only go either in the day or at night. And once you picked one, you couldn't really change it. So it was really hard to do, and so I got dropped out. And I would really like to, once it's safe, to start doing that again and actually take it really seriously. I don't think I was taking it as serious as I should have when I was actually doing it. So I'd really, really like to get more serious about it, because I would love to get my diploma, and if I could take online classes, that would be really cool, and just like really push my future forward more and actually take that more seriously. I thought I was taking it seriously, but now that I've been here and really had time to reflect on some things, I wasn't taking it as serious as possible, as like I could have. And so that's something that I'd really like to do once it was safe to kind of do that, is just go back to class and take it a lot more serious than I was before. Another thing I would really like to do is have more people over. I have my own apartment and my own space, and part of the reason I haven't is on April 13th, so probably the day that this is being put up, will be my 1-year anniversary of living here, which is absolutely insane. But part of the reason I haven't invited people here is because I feel this weird sense of shame, I guess, because first of all, I've never had my own space, so like I don't know like how to host it, but also like sometimes my apartment is kind of messy, which I live here, so duh. But also I don't have Wi-Fi, and it's kind of sucky and sad that I feel like I can't entertain people if I don't have Wi-Fi. And I think it's because we live in such a technologically forward lifestyle, and people rely on Wi-Fi so much that I feel like if I don't have Wi-Fi, then nobody's gonna have fun here. But honestly, like, we could just like have a movie marathon or a game night and just chill here. And that's definitely something I need to get over and have more people here, because lately, since I've been here kind of by myself, mostly the past week, yesterday marked a whole week that I've been out of work and that I've been here. And all I wanted is someone to come over and hang out with me. And I still feel that weird sense of, oh, but it's kind of messy and I don't know what we're gonna do. But I would really like to get over that and actually have like little parties and little get-togethers and little game nights when it's safe to do that, because I have all this space and a lot of my friends are fun and I think we'd have a good time, and we can actually have like a literal board game night where we can like sit and play board games, and I think that would be just a really, really good time and really good for all of us, especially since like it's so weird not seeing my girls every single day, and it'll be a like really great way to reconnect with people. And I would also just like to really reconnect with people that I haven't been talking to very often. For example, my best friend, I haven't talked to her in such a long time, and I feel so guilty about it because I feel so useless, and part of that is because I feel like our lives have changed so much that I feel like I couldn't connect with her, and not in that sense, but I mean like she's accomplished so much in her life. She's engaged to an amazing person who's also my best friend, and she has her own house and dogs, and she's got like this whole ass fucking adult life, and I'm over here still trying to figure out my adult life. And so I feel like she's moved forward so much that like it sounds so sad, but being friends with me feels like it would be a pushback. And I bet she'd disagree with that, because that's just the kind of the person she is. But like, it's mostly me. It's not her at all. It's like I get into these mindsets and I start to build like my own fiction in my head, where I start to create this narrative and this story in my head of how things are, and how things seem and how they are two different things. And luckily I'm learning how to gauge that. But I also feel like I've gone so long not talking to her that Like, it's like, why try now when you've like ghosted her so much? But I would really like to reconnect. And also, I don't drive, so, and she lives like 2 towns away from me, which isn't that far, but I don't drive, so actually taking the time to be able to make it down there and hang out with her is really hard, especially since my schedule is so like wonky, and I don't know her schedule at all. I think she's like a supervisor at like Walmart, like I think she's one of the like the big wigs, which is kind of cool, which is actually really, really cool. That's quite the accomplishment, because I remember when she started working there, and she was just like a stocking person, and now she's like made her way up the ranks. I mean, that's impressive, so that's really cool. Another thing I'd like to do when all the restaurants open is start going to different places that I've never been to. One of my favorite things to do is to try new food, but it's kind of scary because you don't know if you're gonna like it, and I don't like spending money on shit that I'm not gonna like, but how do I know if I'm gonna like it if I don't try it? So I would really like to like go to restaurants that I've never been to or that I haven't been to in a really long time, and just kind of try new things, and like maybe try new recipes and like actually cook things. I've got a whole ass kitchen that I should use, and that'd be really fun. It'd be fun to like get something from a restaurant and then try to create a dupe to make it, see if I can make it better, or just make it at home, kind of like try that. That would be really cool. I would really like to do that, because like some of my favorite food is burritos and tacos, and honestly I prefer making them because they taste better and I can control what's in it, versus if you go to like Taco Bell or Del Taco or other taco places, like you can kind of control what's in it, but not as much. But here you can actually like make different things, and like same thing with cheeseburgers and hamburgers. I prefer making them at home than going to like a restaurant. So it'd be kind of fun to try to like create my own recipes, but just like try new things and see like what I like and what I don't. I would really like to actually make a conscious effort to become more gluten-free, because I know part of the reason I keep fluctuating weight is, one, I'm lazy as fuck and I really need to get over that, but also part of it is because of the gluten. I know it is, and because I'm not eating the way I should and taking care of myself the way I should, and I really would like to try to make a conscious effort. Right now it's really hard to do that because of the shortage of food, and also right now it's not on the top of my list of priorities because there are more important things to deal with. Granted, my health is extremely important, but I still can like exercise and take care of myself, but you know, I think right now going gluten-free would be really hard. Potentially. I mean, all the restaurants are closed, so I mean, maybe it'd be a lot easier. It would force me to eat at home more, but I would really like to just make an actual conscious effort to do that and to actually see if it would help my body more. I feel like it would, and from stories I've read and articles in this book that I have, it talks about trying to limit the amount of gluten that you eat. That for some people, completely cutting out gluten really helps, and then for some people, like monitoring it and really lessening the amount of gluten that you eat is also beneficial. So I would really like to do that and just be better about my eating habits, which I've talked about a lot, and lately my eating habits haven't been too bad, except for I eat when I'm bored or sad or angry. You know, eating is one of my stress responses. It's one of my positive things that makes me feel better, which is both good and bad. So I would really like to be better about that as well. I would also really like to, even though I just said be better about my eating habits, I'm drinking Mountain Dew. Go me. But I would really like to go on more adventures and not be afraid to go places. I talk myself out of things all of the time, and I need to get over that, because I'm not a homebody. I don't think I've ever been a homebody, so being here all of the time is driving me insane, because I'm not usually a person that stays home. Literally on my days off, either I will sleep all day because like I don't sleep very much, but mostly on my days off, I will go out and I'll take myself on a date and I'll go see a movie or I'll go take myself out to eat. And the fact that I haven't had that option, to have that kind of alone time, it has been really stressful, because here it's very comfortable. I love it here, but here when I don't have any distractions, I get into my own head a lot, and then it just kind of makes me spiral. And when I can go outside and go places and like have positive interactions and positive experiences, it really helps. And so here I've had to find ways to help with that other than just going to sleep. But I'd really like to make more memories. I feel like I haven't done much at all, and I would like to go places. I'd like to go to Lava Hot Springs, and I'd like to really adventure in Salt Lake City. There's a planetarium there that I love, and I'd really love to go there, and just kind of create really good memories that I can attach to. My cupboards are covered in pictures of really great memories, and I'd like to have more of that. And one day, honestly, this sounds weird or crazy, I would like to cover an entire wall with pictures of just really great moments in my life, because one of the ways I deal with some of my depression is surrounding myself with things that are positive and things that bring me joy. So like seeing pictures of really good moments in my life is a great one. I've got like quotes and things all over the place that like like one of my favorite quotes I've mentioned is don't frown because it's over, smile because it happened. Above my front door where we leave my apartment, it says exhale fear, inhale courage. So like I like quotes where it's just like you see it and it just reminds you to take a breather and take a minute. I also love artwork that I really enjoy. Behind me I've got pieces that like my boyfriend and I painted. I've got pieces that he's painted. I have a piece of art on this wall that one of my best friends bought me for Christmas, which is like identical to me. Honestly, like if you knew me really well, it looks like she commissioned it and she did it. It's by an amazing local artist that I can't remember her name, and I'll have to ask about it, and I'd really like to put it in the description because she's amazing, and like I love indie artists, and if you live in Ogden, you should support your indie artists. So like I like to surround myself with really positive things, and I'd really like to take more pictures and make more memories and like do more things that make me feel joy, especially when in moments that I'm not feeling joy. So I'd like to even simple local things, like I live close to the mountains and there's so many hiking trails that I've never been up, and like the canyon is gorgeous. There's beautiful lakes. Like Ogden is actually really pretty if you look at it. Once you get past the drugs and Mormons, you can see how beautiful it is. Which that was probably really offensive. But I just like to take moments more that are important and try not to focus on my phone, which is really rich because that's what I'm doing this on. And like take moments, taking more moments that I can look back on and like smile and help me take a breather. Those are good things to have. If you're someone who deals with depression or anxiety or some other mental like illness or mental instability, having positive like experiences and things that bring you joy and things that remind you of positive things are really good to have around you, so that way when you do spiral and you do have a moment that the world, like life is just crushing you and your mind is just, you just can't, you can like look at it or feel it. It's a great tool, like a great grounding tool, especially if I feel like I'm having a panic attack. Whenever I have panic attacks, I feel like I'm floating outside of my body. Like literally my soul is holding on just by a string, and part of the panic is me feeling like my body's floating out of me, and then once my soul floats out of me completely, I'm going to die. what's really great is something that'll ground you, something that'll anchor you to your body and make you focus on something else. So like whenever I look at pictures, or whenever I hold a stuffed animal that my boyfriend or that a friend gave me, or something like that, something soft, something warm, something like that, or even a drink, a smell is a great one. It'll bring me back to my body, and it'll help me focus. So that's my advice, is to surround yourself with things that bring you joy, and take moments, and hold on to moments. This video can get really long, so I'm gonna end it with, I would like to get a tattoo once all this is over. A tattoo that I want is actually one that I would like to have maybe right here or behind my left ear. I want it, so here's the idea. As we all know, I got most of my thyroid taken out on March 16th, 2018. I even did a video about it. I did a video about it. If you want to watch it, it's I'll put it in the description down below. But I got most of my thyroid taken out, and it's been a new normal, a new learning experience for me. And so I want to get a butterfly on this side, right around here, and I want the right side, the right wing, and a little bit of the left wing to be geometric, and then I want some of the the left wings to be like what a normal butterfly wing would look like, because I want it to kind of symbolize, you know, the right side is missing, and I still kind of have the left side, because I would like to commemorate like that new normal, that new unexpected experience that I had to go through, that I've had to learn about, and I've still had to learn about my body, and it's constantly changing and going through new things, and I am experiencing new things, and things are leveling out, but then things don't, and so, and that was a moment in my life. That was kind of a big change in my life, and I would like to have something like that to symbolize it. I've suggested to my sister that she get something similar, but she get the left wing geometric and the right wing to be like a normal butterfly, because her and I make an entire thyroid together. Technically, we make she has a full wing and I have like a Sephiroth wing, so I'd be like, we have like a Sephiroth a thyroid. And if you don't know what I mean, Sephiroth is a character, and I could be pronouncing his name wrong because I don't know, but he's a character in Final Fantasy, and he's got wings, but I think he's only got one wing, and so I always talk about, and like maybe I think it's not a small wing, that's Evo. Could be wrong because my memory is failing me, but I call it a Sephiroth thyroid because, yeah, so, but it's funny and interesting that we've both had this kind of similar experience, and it'd be really cool for us to commemorate it. So maybe I'll convince her to go get a tattoo with me whenever all of this is over, because I think it'd be really cool. It's one of those things. Her and I are extremely close, and we have an amazing bond, and we love each other so much. And you can have multiple soulmates in your life, and they don't have to be romantic soulmates. And I feel like my sister is definitely one of my soulmates. She understands me on more than just a emotional level. She understands me on a mental level, a physical level, a spiritual level. We understand each other. We don't always agree with each other. We are vastly different, but also extremely similar. And she is extreme, and she's crazy. She's a Taurus. But it'd be really cool for us to go get that tattoo together. I don't know if she'd get a tattoo behind her ear. I don't know about that, but and then I know my mom wanted to get a tattoo on her rib cage, and I want to get one on my rib cage too. I can't remember what she wants to get. It's a word, but I want to get hope on my rib, one of my ribs. I can't remember which one it is that leads over the heart. I'll have to ask my mom again. But I want to get hope, because hope has been a driving force in my life. My entire life, just the hope that I'm going to make it through, that things are going to get better. That has been something that's really helped me, so I'd really like to get a tattoo for that. I've wanted to get a Lord of the Rings tattoo forever, and for me it's like really hard because Lord of the Rings is so dear and near to my heart for multiple reasons, and I need an artist that is good, so I know that the tattoo is going to be in good hands. That's definitely something that I want to get, is a Lord of the Rings tattoo. I'm thinking about getting a Resident Evil tattoo. I kind of want to get the stars emblem, maybe on my shoulder or on my back, because Resident Evil is also near and dear to my heart for multiple reasons, other than it's just a great, like, franchise, but also just because I think that was the first video game that my dad, my sister, and my cousins and I really bonded over, and so it's been something that we've all loved our entire lives, so I'd really, really like to get that, and then I'd like to get a Doctor Who one too, which these all might be kind of cliche, but I do because Doctor Who bonds me, my sister, and my dad together, because, so, my dad used to watch Red Dwarf and Doctor Who on Saturday nights on a specific channel when I was younger, and there was one night that I was hanging out with him, and he had me watch them with him, and it became two shows that I love. I think Red Dwarf and Doctor Who are some of my favorite TV shows. British comedy and British TV shows are some of the best ones, and then I remember my sister used to think the show was stupid, but she had never watched it. And so one night I was watching it in our living room, and I made her watch it with me, and when my sister falls for things, whether it be a band, a book, a person, a food, a TV show, she falls hard. She's a lot like my mom in that respect. And she fell hard and became obsessed with it, and it's become something that bonded us, but also, mostly, no offense to her, this is something that bonded me and my dad, like, a lot. I think this was one of the things that he and I bonded on the most, was Doctor Who, and whenever, like, Christmas comes around and Doctor Who is, like, on all the time, they have, like, a bunch of, they have, like, a marathon, I think, of the Christmas episodes, and whenever it's on, my dad and I will sit and we'll watch it, and so it's something that's bonded us since I was little, and so I'd really like to commemorate that, and that's with I was thinking about getting the 9th Doctor's sonic screwdriver, because that was the Doctor that bonded my dad and I. I started watching it with that Doctor specifically, with Christopher Eccleston, or Eccles. So I'd really, really like to do that. Most of the things that I've mentioned have a lot of emotional connections. There's a lot of stupid and random tattoos I'd like to get, but I'd really like to get a tattoo to just kind of commemorate something. And I was thinking about getting a tattoo before all of this happened, and then all this happened, and I was gonna be dumb and get another Friday the 13th tattoo, because I've already got 2 of them on this arm. I've got the snake, and I've got my Jason tattoo on this arm, which are Friday the 13th. And I thought about it, and then one of my best friends was like, thinking that it would be a bad idea to do that, especially right now, and I agreed, so I decided not to do it. I also didn't want to get up early to do it, so yeah, but I'd really like to save up some money and get a tattoo, and just do that. I was gonna say this video is gonna be long, but most of my videos are, because I don't know how to not talk, so there's that. But those are just some, like, post-pandemic bucket list things that I'd really like to do, and really like to, of course I'm gonna have more, like, obviously, I'm thinking about more while I'm talking about these ones, and just kind of, really embrace life more. It sucks that something like this has to happen for people to want to embrace life more and want to do more things, but also it sucks that something like this has to happen for people to actually give a shit about other people. There's a lot of people that give a shit about people, but not a lot of people do, and this is one of the things that has made people kind of really come together and really give a shit. And it is sad that that happened, and I do feel like washing your hands and practicing social space and personal space is a thing that should happen all of the time, but I think this will help people really appreciate each other and family and friends, and the ability to go outside safely, and the ability to go to Walmart and not have to stand in line and have someone tell you you can go in once there's not very many people in there for social distancing. Like, I think it's gonna make people, hopefully help people, some people, appreciate things more. Other people are just gonna fall back into habits, but I really hope that it helps people appreciate life more. But I don't know. I hope people are being safe and healthy, and I hope that you're taking the steps that you need to take. And if you have to go out if it's necessary, and then if not, stay home, which is so hard for me. If you do go out to like walk your dog or do something outside, be sure to try to keep your distance from people as much as you can, just to keep not only you safe, but to keep everybody else safe. For me here, I live alone, so I don't have to worry as much about going out and then potentially bringing something back to someone else. I still try to take as much precautions as I can. I'll still wash my hands automatically when I come into my apartment, and then I'll wipe down any doorknobs or light switches that I touched when I came in, or any counters, anything that I touched. So I guess that is a gift. And a curse of living alone is that I don't have to worry as much as other people do about making sure people are taking the right steps. It's a curse because it gets lonely. But, you know, there's gifts and curses with it. But I just hope everybody is being smart and not doing something stupid because they're scared. There's a difference between the two. There is stupid fear and there's cautious fear, and I hope you're exercising the cautious fear and not the stupid fear like everybody else did. But yeah, I hope everybody's being safe and taking the right steps so that we can flatten the curve, so we can actually go outside and do things without feeling like hearing someone sneeze and then being like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. So yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna continue my puzzle. It's only, I can't really see, it's only 4. I was thinking about having a glass of wine, but I might wait a little longer, even though, like, whatever, I have nowhere to go and I'm stuck inside, so I might have one anyway. I definitely need to make something to eat because I'm kind of hungry, and I got avocados, so I'm gonna make eggs and avocado and some sriracha because that's a good little protein-filled food. My hair, I swear, the longer I've sat here, the worse my hair has gotten, and I've been thinking about dyeing it again, and I'm afraid to because, like, I get my hair done professionally now, and I feel like by the time this is over, either it'd wash all the way out, or she would be like, what the fuck did you do? I haven't decided yet. So I kind of want to. I would just dye it green again. It wouldn't be some crazy color. I would just put a darker green over this lighter green, and then it'd be fine. But I'm gonna go. Apparently I've reached my limit of video size, so I'm gonna go. Thank you for joining me in this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe and be told whenever I post a video, which is usually on Mondays, hit that bell. It just cut me off because there wasn't enough space. But as I was saying, if you'd like to be notified whenever I post, hit that bell notification, and you should be notified when I do post. There's a bug in here. There are never bugs in here, ever. I might have to grab a cat and make him do his job. Is it in my apartment or is it outside? I can't tell with my glasses. But anyway, again, thank you for joining me. I hope you're being safe. I hope you're being precautious. I hope you're taking care of yourself and the people around you. And I hope that you have a wonderful day and a beautiful night. This is cat setting off. I'm gonna find that bug. And it's gonna die. Come into my space without permission. Granted, I've left my window open for the past couple of days, but